Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be looking at if checks in Python. First of all, what's an if check? Well, an if check is a condition, and if that condition is met, code will be executed. So let's begin. First of all, let me give you an example of how we can use if checks. Over here I have a list that I want to print out. So I want to say if an age is 0 to 1, then it's a baby. If it's 1 to 12, then it's a child. If it's 12 to 17, it's a teenager. And if it's 17 and up, it's an adult. How do I do this with if checks? Let's begin. First of all, let's create the variable of age, and for now, let's make it 1. Then we're gonna create an if check itself. So we're gonna say if as the keyword, and we're gonna say age is equal. So you can't say age is equal to 1, because then Python thinks that you're putting 1 into age in an if check, and that doesn't work out. So you have to put equal to tell it that we're comparing these two, right? We're saying if it's equal, not put 1 in age. Okay, let's begin. Now here is when Python kind of gets different from other languages. Normally in another language, you would put some curly braces and then write your code in here, but that's not the case in Python. In Python, what you do is instead you directly press enter after putting a full colon, and whatever you put in this tabbed space up here will be printed if the condition is met. So I'm gonna print over here, you are a baby. Okay, let's run this code and let's see what happens. So if I run this code, it says you are a baby because age is 1. Okay, now I put this in the indented line, but if I don't put this in the indented line, like print you are a baby, and I make the age 10, which we didn't set for this if check condition, then it will still say you are a baby because this line gets run no matter what. It's not in the indent. You gotta make sure it's in the indent. Anyways, now, what if I make this age 0? It should still say you are a baby because that's what we want it to say, but it says nothing. You see, the problem is we're saying if age is equal to 1. We're not saying if age is 0 to 1. How do we do that? Well, first, what we can do is we can say if age is greater than or equal to 0. So we're saying if the age is greater, so if it's 1, 2, 3, or if it's equal to 0, then print you are a baby. So if I run this, it should print out that I am a baby. Yeah, you are a baby. But the problem is I can go as high as I want. Even if my age is 100, it will still say you are a baby. Like such. Print again, you are a baby. How do we change this? Well, what you can do is you can use the AND type, which we call a comparison operator. This is what we call a comparison operator. What this does is it compares one side of your if check to the other. So let me write the other side. If the age is less than or equal to 1, then do this. So and will say if both of these values are met, then say you are a baby. Now if I run this again and my age is 100, it doesn't run. But if my age is from 0 to 1, so let's say 0.5, it should still run. As you can see, it says you are a baby. Now and is only one of the few comparison operators. Like and, we have or. Or it says if either of these conditions are met, then print it out. So the problem with or right now is even if it's 100, it's there. Even if I put 100 there, it will still say, well, age is greater than equal to 0. Yeah, 100 is greater than 0. So that condition is met. And with or, that means it will print out you are a baby. So let's run this again. Because with or, it only matters if one of these two conditions are met on each side. Anyways, let's get back to the topic. And Okay, so if age is this or this, or I mean and this, you are a baby. Now, I want to put another condition on. I want to put L if. So else if this doesn't happen, then do this, right? Else if age is greater than 0 and less than 1, print this. Else if age is greater than or greater than 1, so it's bigger than 1, and age is less than or equal to 12, then print you are a child. Now this is the exact same thing that we did for the first one, but elif only gets this elif only gets checked if this answer is wrong. So if age was 0 to 1, then elif wouldn't even get checked. Okay, let me bring the age to something random number 11. Let's say run this, and it says you are a child. And similarly, we can make another elif age is greater than 12 and age is less than or equal to, let's say, 17. Okay, then we can print out you are a child. We already did this before, shouldn't be too complicated. You are a teenager. Okay, now let's test it out like all the times. 15. Okay, 15 a teenager? Yeah, you are a teenager. Now finally, for the last one, we can write if you are if your age is greater than 17 and age is less than or equal to whatever 100, then you are an adult. But there's a much simpler way to do this. You're only going to become an adult if your age if you are not a baby, you are not a child, and you are not a teenager. If none of these conditions are met, only then you're going to become an adult. So for that, we use else. What else does is, like I said, if no other condition is met, if none of the above conditions are met, then you go to else. And now for else, we're going to say print you are an adult. So if I, maybe make this into whatever number I want, as long as none of these conditions are met, this will print you are an adult. Run. You are an adult. Okay. Only a small flaw with our code is, let's suppose it's in the negative. So if you're negative 10, I don't know why this works, but it will say you're an adult because it will go into the else, right? None of these conditions are met, like I said. What we can do is we can do a bit of bug fixing and say if age is less than 0, then we want to tell them put in a correct age. Okay, put in a correct age because age never goes in negatives. Let's run this, and as you can see, since I'm -10, it does put in a correct age. Now, that will be all for today's video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and see you next time.